Turn to the teacher. Turn to the teacher. Turn to the teacher. Turn to the teacher. Turn to the teacher.
And welcome back. I'm Mike with the Turntable Teachers, and class is back in session. Here for another guest speaker episode at AOA Studios. As always, if you're an artist, podcaster, or content creator of any kind, make sure to reach out to us at aoastudios.org to book your session or service today. Located up in Beverly, Massachusetts on the North Shore. Come and check us out, especially because we just did new renovations for the new year as well. And we are well into the new year at this point. We just had a great first episode from the new year with B Cave. Big shout out to him. If you guys haven't seen that episode, make sure you check it out. But don't go anywhere yet because we have a very special guest for today. They're all special, but this one's extra special for a few different reasons. First of all, the youngest guest we've ever had on the show, which is becoming a common theme for this man right now. Hopefully at some point it won't be, as he continues on his journey. But he is somebody I've been paying attention to for a really long time and is wildly worthy of sitting in this seat today. I can't wait to get to know him a little bit better. Can't wait for you guys to get to know him a little bit better. This is none other than KSAP joining the Turntable Teachers for the first time.
You're here, man.
How are you, bro?
I'm amazing, bro. I'm very blessed, and thank you for having me.
Of course. And we were just talking off air how funny it was when you reached out to me. It would have been...
I think it was May. It was right before my album came out.
Okay, that makes sense. That sounds about right.
Yeah, I remember reaching out.
Yeah, and we were so booked at that point, and I was like, I'll get to you when I can, whatever. Yeah. And then, going through, just start of the year, I'm like, all right, who do I want to get on? I got some recurring people coming back on that were on years ago, right?
And I'm like, got to start 2026 off correctly.
I'm like, who should I reach out to get on? And I'm like, yo, KSAP's. I got to catch him before this man blows because he's about to explode as you have been out here. But like nationally, I can only imagine your time is about to come. And so many cool things happening for you lately too. And what I right away wanted to, commend you for. That really, to me, is just so telling of who you are as a person, who you are as an artist. You just seem so much wiser above your years, and you're also so humble. It comes through in just meeting you today and, walking through the studio and just us, chopping it up. I can tell that right away, but like, it seems as who you present yourself as online is just who you are in real life. And that humility to me is just, I have a ton of respect for, and I just want to commend you for that. Like,
thank you,
super dope. Your energy's great.
Thank you.
I love that you're so authentic online and that you're yourself and you celebrate your wins and you also celebrate your losses. Like, there's nothing necessarily that you're trying to fake. And I just think that that's why people are resonating with not only your music, but you.
Definitely.
So
and I'd love to get into that too, for sure.
For sure.
Not yet, bro. Honestly, the biggest way I feel is just authenticity. And that's been the biggest thing for me this year, especially, is just being authentic and getting vulnerable. And I feel like there's a big part of me and a side of me that before I really started going all in on obviously music and, documenting my journey is I wasn't vulnerable enough and I wasn't speaking from my heart. I was being someone who I truly know that wasn't me, So, yeah, man, vulnerability and authenticity is going to take you a long way. And I've been seeing it. So,
It's definitely taking you a long way. So we always start these episodes with a segment we like to call The Objective, where we get to know a little bit about you and your background.
Let's do it.
And so I was kind of reading up and doing some research on you, and I heard that, you started making music when you were 8 years old, but really didn't start taking it seriously until you were 13. But, you were making like music on the middle school bus and and all that, which is pretty funny. I feel like there's like a lot of story, like that's a common story, I feel like.
Definitely.
And but I'm just more or less curious of like where your musicality sort of comes from. Is that sort of just something that you built in yourself over time? Is it through your family? Like, I know you're super close with your mom, it seems like. So she's
you know the whole deal already.
I mean,
don't. For sure. No, I
know the spark notes. I want to hear the story now, but I'm just like curious about all that. Like, so like, was there anyone in your family that like influenced you musically, or is it just so much like they're just, supporting you in this journey?
To be totally honest, like I like to say it, you always hear the artists talking like, oh, it's been in my blood, it's in my family. When my mom was young, she used to be the lead singer of a band, but she didn't take music very serious. So it isn't really something that like stuck with her to become an artist her whole life. She took a different path. For me, to be honest, I just always loved it growing up. Like, I used to play basketball my whole entire life. So I remember taking AAU car rides in like 3rd grade, and I'd be riding with my friend and his dad. And his dad was young, so we'd be playing Fetty Wap. That's the first rapper I ever listened to, Drake. And I just loved it so much. And I just loved music and the way that it makes you feel. There's just nothing that made me feel like that. And I just thought it was always so cool. And the first iPhone apps that like ever came out to record on, when I was probably about 8, my mom's a gym owner, so I used to go in her back closet and just take out my phone and just make music in her back closet as she did classes.
No way.
Yeah, so that's how I really started.
That's so cool.
And then I just kept going with it,
Yeah,
That's where it is, and it just built for itself. I just fell in love with it so much.
At what point in your life, or what age, maybe it's an age or maybe it was a moment, at what point were you kind of like, okay, I really want to like take this seriously? And then at what point were you like, all right, this is like the path? Because I know like you had stated like around 13-ish is when you more decided to take it a little more seriously, but then, you were like around maybe a year or two ago, honestly, when you really like wanted this to be the path. So like, were there specific moments that happened that made you like come to that conclusion, or was it more of just like a gradual sort of like all sort of encompassing thing?
So I was playing basketball, which is a big recurring moment for me. I was playing all the way up until my junior year. So even when I was at, still at Medford High now, but my junior year last year, I was still playing basketball. So
I know I got the,
I
had a question about it later,
okay,
but
we'll get to it. Honestly, I just loved music and basketball so much, but basketball didn't give me time to create music and create the way I wanted to. So after that initial season, I just sat down and I wanted to understand more about myself. And I just started going all in on music. It kind of just happened, and I just believed in myself so much, and I just started doing it and doing it and doing it, and I couldn't let go. I couldn't go back to doing anything else.
Yeah.
And then things started happening, like performances would happen, and then I'd be getting feedback, and then I'd see the constant evolution and growth in myself, and I kind of feel like it just got to a point where it was like inevitable, and I couldn't stop, and like I just kept going with it, and I quit basketball and went all in. So I guess to answer the question, it was like 17. 17 was really, really the year where I just started fully going all in. And that like middle to end of junior year after my basketball season, that's when it really started to click for me.
Yeah, and I think like, so I was a huge basketball player too, actually.
Okay,
so
for sure.
I coached for about 10 years. Took some time off because of this. Got back into it this season, but I think that when we're growing up, especially being young boys, like for the most part, it's athletics. That's usually becomes our first love, right?
It's always it's something. It's one of the sports. It's like there's like 4 or 5 choices you pick, and
exactly. So I was a huge hoops guy too, and like I think at some point you have, unless you are like a prodigy, right? There's an end of the road with it, and I think like for some it's easier to accept than others. I think it was a little harder for me to accept because I was so embedded in it, and unlike yourself, I never saw myself as creative. Like really in my adult life is when I got more of my confidence to actually be like, oh, I actually am creative. It's just like not in the ways that I maybe I knew or I thought, you know what I mean? So for you though to like make that decision is not only courageous because you're really sacrificing your senior year of basketball at this point to like pursue this, but to have that confidence in it and know that like it's just what you need to do, like that to me. Actually, funny enough, I was having this similar conversation with Yana G, where she made a similar choice where she was a really good basketball player, and shout out to Yana, really good basketball player, and had everybody telling her, oh, you're gonna play Division I and all this sort of stuff, and then she's just like, well, I don't love it anymore. The music is what's fueling me. Let me just do the music. So I think like having that self-awareness, especially at your guys' age, as young as you and Yana are, like, it's so important. You have such a step ahead that you don't even, I'm sure you realize it.
Yeah,
but
it comes in different ways, A big theme for me, I guess, is just things coming in ways that I don't expect them to. And I know we'll touch on that later, so I don't got to get too deep on it now.
Sure.
But
yeah,
man, it was just came to a point, and I'm just like, I have to do this for me. I love it so much, and I'm just holding myself back by not going all in on it. So
yeah.
kind of owed it to myself.
As you should. No, absolutely. I'll tell about your mom too. So
Oh,
like
so-
how important is it to have her side by side with you on this journey and just like getting that support from her? You know, what does, you know, it feels like a silly question to ask, what does it mean to you? But like, I guess in what ways does she help your artistry or your just sort of everyday life in terms of keeping you sort of like focused in that
Bro,
mode?
she does everything for me. Cause I never had a father in my life. Like I've always had a deadbeat dad, you know? So my mom has always been there for
hear
me
ya.
since day one. It's just been me and her, me and my mom. And literally through every single thing in my life, she's been there. And she's an entrepreneur herself. You know, she went after what she wanted to do. So she's always been telling me, listen, whatever it is that you love, just go after that. And it's like, fuck everything else and just fully go in on that. And I think that's what really meant the most to me, because she just pushed me to just become the best version of myself over and over and over and over again, no matter what it was I did. You know, when it was basketball, it was like, all right, we're going to put you in this, we're going to put you here, and just push yourself to the line. And then when it was music at the same time, it's like, all right, well, get yourself the best that you can at that.
Yeah.
And yeah, she just opens up so many opportunities for me. She's outgoing for me. And yeah, that's my rock, man. I'd do anything for her.
I love that, man. It's so good. I mean, I'm really close to my mom too, and similar situation, right? Single mom. I'm the
Yeah.
oldest of three, so just naturally like that attachment happens, but also like they almost do. They're playing both roles. You know what I mean? In a
Exactly.
lot of ways.
It's two
So
roles.
like, so they're almost like more invested than, you know, an average parent would be, because again, they're almost doubling,
Exactly.
you know, the investment that they have. But hey, man, we're sitting here and we're better for it.
Listen,
and
life brings people together for a reason, you know?
Exactly.
Life brings people together.
Amen to that. I want to definitely transition to the next segment of the show, which we call the main lesson, where we talk a little bit about what you got going on now, which is, bro, you got quite a bit going on right now.
lot.
I want to start with the big kahuna first, because
right,
this is
let's
just
do it.
really great.
Yeah.
Congratulations, man. Berklee College.
Thank you, bro. Thank
Next
you.
year.
Shout out Berklee. We're on the way real soon. Yeah.
So awesome. I think it is so cool to see somebody put all their eggs in one basket,
You know.
go for it, be confident that it was going to happen. Only school you applied to, and you made it happen. So talk to me a little bit about that process first, and like in terms of like, you know, wanting to go there, obviously, apply the application process, all that. And then like, for you, what are you most looking forward to getting out of that experience by being there?
I'm going to start with that first, because that's what I'm so excited about. The thing that I'm so excited for is that I'm going to be in a position and in a space where everybody's a creative mind. I'm going to meet people there that the thing that I can do best, that's going to be their second thing. You know, that's going to be their side thing. Like, people are playing guitars with their toes. You know, like, it's crazy.
Yeah.
You walk onto that campus and you're looking at people like, oh my gosh, I've never experienced this before. So I think just being in a creative space where everybody has that mindset and everybody's chasing either the same or a similar dream and goal, it's just that people pushing each other. You can't get that anywhere else. And I feel like at a normal college, and I'm not knocking any normal college, just like follow your dreams, you know? But for me, that wouldn't have been the right choice, because I'm not surrounded by those minds. And that's, you know, those are rooms I've never been in before.
Right.
I'm usually never in rooms where everybody's a creative mind chasing the same thing. Everybody wants something different usually, which it will be, but it's going to be an experience for sure. That's what I'm most excited about. But I guess just applying there's a difference for me between confidence and conviction. And with Berklee, I had full conviction. Like, before I even set out to go apply there, like, I knew I was getting in. I never had an ounce of drop in my mind that I was not going to get in. I knew I was getting in. So when I applied, actually, there's a crazy story that we have to talk about this. I know you're going to bring the BMAs up, so I got to bring this up now.
Go for it.
When we didn't win the BMAs, man, bro, I was waiting on my Berklee hear back for so long. Like, I probably went in October and did my audition, and I didn't hear back for, I guess, over 2 months. And I'm like, damn, I just want to hear back. When's it going to happen? When's it going to happen? And people said January. People said February. And the day I woke up after the BMAs, I woke up, and the email came through that I got into Berklee. Like, literally that less than a 12-hour flip. And it's crazy how the world goes, man. It's insane.
Take the L, wake up,
Take the win.
take the win.
And even at the end of the day, it's not even an L for
It
me with
wasn't.
that, because it's...
I liked your perspective
yeah,
on that.
man. It's
I
just,
agree with you.
I gained so much. I'm so blessed. Shout out the Boston Music Awards, by the way. Thank you for acknowledging me. You know, it feels a lot to be... It feels amazing
Youngest
to be acknowledged
nominee
by
ever.
your city. Yeah, youngest nominee ever, man. So
Yeah, I was gonna ask you about that too, but yeah, I guess I can ask you the other thing later. So yeah, in terms of like that recognition, right? So like, you're getting, obviously the BMA's recognized you with the 100 Miles music video, and
Yeah.
then I believe it was Gotta Know Medford did a piece on you. Is that correct?
Gotta Know Medford. Yep.
Yeah. So I mean, you're clearly getting recognition, maybe more recognition than most 18-year-old
For
artists in your position. So, I guess and I know you feel very passionately about Boston in terms of its music scene
very
and
passionate.
creative scene, as do I. It's why I've been doing this for as long as I have, is because
Exactly.
I do believe in the talent we've had here. I've said it.
sure.
I've said everything you've said from day one, that the talent is here. It really is a matter at this point it's really just infrastructure.
There's a lot of matters that we got to talk about.
Yeah, there's a lot of things, right?
There's a lot that goes into it, but yeah, man,
So-
we're coming.
But in terms of that recognition and understanding that, like, do you feel a certain sense of responsibility in your own right to like be a figure in Boston that brings people together in community? And because I feel as though like with you, it just feels that way in the sense that you've had a strong community behind you,
Always,
and
forever.
it feels as though you kind of have it in your own mind that it is an important aspect for
Very
you to be
important.
successful. So talk to
Very.
me a little bit about that. Like not only just the being recognized in your community and in the city, but like
what community means. I get
yeah,
it.
and like the
Yeah.
responsibility, I guess, that comes
sure.
with that.
I mean, being recognized in the first place is amazing. It's crazy. Like we said for day one, since we made that video, we were like, oh, we're getting nominated. And it happened, So it's amazing to be recognized because it means so much. Like we said, the youngest, but even putting that to the side, like just being one of the figures in Boston and feeling love from the people in your city, it's a crazy feeling. Like it's something that you could dream of, with the community aspect, like I have so much community around me in Medford High that I built. And with that support, I feel like that's the same way that Boston needs to be. Like you're not always going to be in a small little world. It's way bigger than that. You can't be the biggest in the room. You got to be the biggest of where you're at and in the world. And I think one of the biggest problems with Boston is that people maybe get big and get a little bit of hype and leave and go and leave Boston. And the problem is somebody has to make it first. Somebody needs to make it first to put the city on. But the problem is when people make it, they're leaving. And it fucks it up, So we're all leaving and nobody's taking that responsibility to really build the community out.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's a big problem with it. And people are also selling themselves very short with their personal brands and what they're doing as well. Yeah, man, I just think community is so important. And before you go out and start trying to build around the world, you need to build a baseline in the community where you're from. There's a lot of people, like I said, that get big and leave and they don't get any love from where they're at. And with that love in that community, you're always going to have a baseline to hold you up, You fall back, I'm going to hit the bleachers, but people behind me are going to pick me up.
Right.
But if you don't have that, you're going to get lost along the way.
Yeah.
So I think it's just so important. And I know we'll talk more about it, but there's a lot that goes into it, man.
Yeah, well, I guess like if what would you like to see change specifically, like in terms of how, and I ask you this as support. Interesting.
Support.
I'd like you to explain that a little bit more,
Yeah.
but I just want to also add I'm asking you this from the perspective that I think we need to listen to people your age a little bit more, like people my age, right? So I'm 32. I'm 14 years older than you. So like I've seen some things, I've been around, I've done some things, right? But I think it's always important. And when I was a teacher, I always kept this perspective in that, yes, I am the authority figure in the room and I am teaching the students in front of me, but it's that learning is a two-way street, and that there is that you as a kid, right, or as a young man, you have a perspective that maybe I don't, that actually could help save me. And I'm just using me as an example, but
sure.
So I ask you this not so much as maybe an authority figure, but just the fact that I think we should be asking our younger people how they feel about our communities, the world at large, right? Because you guys are the next generation. You're the next voices that are going to be amplified, whether it be locally or on a national level. So I think it is important to ask your opinions. I'm not saying that, you guys are or that even us, that anybody's right or wrong. It's just that I think that it is essential. I think there's such this mentality of like, oh, well, I'm older, so I don't need to worry about what the kids think about
Definitely.
it. Like, they just got to fall in line and find their way. So again, roundabout way of suggesting, like, so you mentioned supports. Like, what specifically do you think would be helpful, or what would you like to see more of happen from a support standpoint?
For sure. And I think what you said about right and wrong is completely right. There's not a right or a wrong, and everything is perspective and what's going on in your mind and what's going on in mine.
Yeah.
And I feel like what's going on in mine, and I'm going to speak for a lot of people in the city who don't have a voice and don't create that voice.
Please do.
Support is a huge, huge, huge problem out here. It's like, look at me, for example, and then look at 20 Boston artists in the room. If one of those artists gets on or makes it in whatever standpoint you want to think of it before me, I'm never going to be envious to them, because that's somebody from this community that's going on. And like I said, somebody needs to make it first. Somebody has to make it and stay in the city and build the infrastructure, And that's the type of support that we need. It's a lot of envy, a lot of jealousy, very cliquey between people, and it just can't be like that. And the blueprint's already laid out for us. Like, it's not like we need to build something that's never been built before. Right. It's been built in every other city that already has infrastructure. Atlanta, let's think of some of the biggest music scenes. Chicago, Miami, LA, even though they might not have like a big scene, they got people from everywhere, but it's different, and it's still there. New York for sure.
I even think of places like Nashville.
Most definitely.
Maybe the demographic of the music is a little different, but it still is, it still has that, it still has that infrastructure within it.
I think now a lot of us are coming to the conclusion that something needs to change.
Right.
And I feel like in past years, and now that I'm very hands-on, like in my scene and trying to help build my community, I feel like I'm seeing firsthand that like people understand. Everybody has the understanding of what we have to do. Like I say, it's not a mystery. Like, the blueprint's literally laid out for us on the table, but we just got to execute it. Yeah. And that's really all it is. And it's going to take everybody.
I will say, like, I have found it to be, at least at this point, it feels better than it was
for
5
sure.
or 6 years ago.
Way
like, I
better.
truly, when I came into this, doing this podcast and being a part of the music scene and things like that, and like, I felt that way, and that was always the narrative that it was bestowed upon us, was that it was a lot of cliquey sort of attitudes, and also from the standpoint of that, like you're saying, like, people don't support each other, and there's this almost like competition more so than collaboration.
Very much so. That's something we'll touch on too, collaboration.
And I'm feeling that a little bit more nowadays. Like, I'm seeing, and again, whatever you feel about her politics is your own prerogative. But I think Mayor Wu's doing a really nice job of actually funding the arts and actually allowing people, like, I think of Still Gold, for example, right? With their Gold Fest they've been doing at Boston City Hall, like, putting artists on that, maybe would have never got on before.
For sure.
I'm looking at a No Hype Fest, for example, that I was just doing photo at a part of. Like, that was a really cool thing. Beat the Odds with shout out to Paul Willis and his crew of working, doing that with the conferences that they do and the workshops that they do, right? I think that you're absolutely correct in that it's going to take all of us. And I include, like, I almost want to include the every sort of day people in Boston who...
for sure.
Because outside of, like, our community, like, my friends and family kind of know now just because of what I do. Yeah. But if I walk down the street and ask the average Massachusetts resident to name one artist from Boston, they probably couldn't.
And you know what it is?
And they're not paying attention.
Yeah, listen, the consumer isn't dumb anymore. The consumers aren't stupid. Mm-hmm. So the people in Boston, in the city, like, if there's a scene, they're going to know. Right. If there's no scene, they're going to know. Right. A lot of videos that I've made about Boston, they're commenting like, yo, what are you talking about? There's no scene now. We had a scene. It was 20 years ago. It shouldn't be like that. It
should be continuous.
It should be continuous, and it should be new and revived every year. Why have these scenes that are huge never died? Because there's always something new and there's always something adding to it.
Yeah, exactly.
There's always something being added. There's something new. There's always something fresh.
Yeah.
And we don't gotta. It's not like we have to create something fresh, but we'd have to make a start first. Yeah. And it just starts with support, man. It's you said collaboration, right? It's not even about me saying, oh yeah, come feature on my song. Let's do a collab. Let's do features. Like, nah, bro. Let's support each other. Like, I'm gonna throw a comment on you if I mess with your work. Like, I'm not telling you do the same for me, but come do the same for me if you like what I'm doing, if you like what I'm saying. It's just very, like, I don't know, man. It's hard to speak on because everybody has their own mindset and thought about it, but it needs support. It's to bring the city up. We need support, and it's gonna push so many artists further and change so many lives, bro.
Yep.
I'm already seeing it happen to me. Think about it happening to everybody. Everyone's life changing just because we have a support system pushing each other up, bro. Crazy.
No, I hear you. It's been an ongoing conversation since I've been around, and I'm sure it's been a conversation that has happened before our time, and I hope that the conversation will start to shift from the standpoint.
This is definitely the one.
Yeah, I hope so too, and I think that, and again, like that's why I'm so adamant about making sure that, again, people like yourself and people your age, like, get in the conversation and get a part of it, because it is important. You guys are, yes, you're young, but you do have those fresh perspectives that, maybe some fresh ideas that like we're not privy to. And you guys do know social media better than a lot of us that are in our, again, we've all been around it now for long enough, but you guys grew up with it. Like I know a world without it.
Yeah.
You guys don't know a world without it. Well, again, whether that's for
that's actually something I think about all the time.
Whether that's for good or bad, sincerely, right? Like, and I mean that in a very sincere way. But what advantages can we gain, or what knowledge can we gain from your generation? I know. It's the truth. It's the truth. So, I'm glad that you have sort of put yourself out there to. I don't say start those conversations, because those conversations have already been had, but to add your take and your voice to that.
Definitely.
Especially as somebody that has built a grassroots community, right?
For sure.
Like, I think that so I guess my biggest question for you on this topic is like, what was it about how you were able to build your own community in Medford? Was it just kind of just the fact that because you've been around there for so long, or is there something else that you felt was very pivotal in sort of building this community around your artistry that was beneficial in some way?
I mean, honestly, what I really think it is that we don't take advantage of enough resources, not even just as a high schooler, like as a senior in high school, not even me, for everybody. We don't take advantage of all the resources that are there for us. Mm-hmm. If anybody else in my school, and I don't think there is, but if anybody was an artist and chasing it right now, like the way that I am, they could go walk up to a teacher and say, yo, let's make a video, or go walk up to the principal and try to get them. They might not have as much pull right away, but it's there. Resources are there for you, and my school and especially Medford now as a whole just, supports me so greatly because I took advantage of the resources that were there. And that's something that nobody was willing to do. And I think it all comes back to, just putting yourself out there. Like, social anxiety fears me, bro. Like, I will do anything to get myself out there. Like, I stand on top of the car in the parking lot and scream and yell. Like, you've probably seen it over my social media. Like, I'll do anything to put myself in the correct light and to get myself out there, and I'm just taking advantage of the things that are there for me that, seems like nobody else before me wanted to do. So I just wanted to make the change. And, I guess related to KSAP, my name stands for Keep Standing as Proof, and
I like that. Keep
Standing as Proof. I want to show people like, I can be the proof that you can do what you want to do, and yeah, man, it's just
I love that.
Taking advantage of what's there for me,
It's actually a really good segue into the next. We'll come back to the main lesson because I have a couple more questions for you on that. But the next segment of our show that we like to call, which is Pop Quiz. So for those that don't know, Pop Quiz is if you're a fan of KSAP, just being introduced to us for the first time. Pop Quiz is a segment where we ask our guests rapid fire questions that don't have too much to do with music, but have everything to do with our guest and what we've sort of learned about them in the time that we've researched them. So this one's going to be a little bit different because I want to touch on a lot of the things that, again, we're the Turntable teachers, so naturally we love education around here. And you have been not shy whatsoever about including your community and including Medford High's community in your journey, which I think is super smart because, and you didn't bring this up, but I think that I want to highlight this is because you make them feel a part of it.
Exactly. Listen, it's not me. It's
not
us.
even makes them feel they are a part of it.
Yeah, they are. It's us. It's not me. Like, this is us, you know? Like, nobody's done this for my city. This is us. Like, it's not me.
It's really cool.
I'm here for us.
It's a beautiful thing.
You know?
So I had some questions about this, and I'm really curious. So,
let's do it.
Which teacher supports or likes your music the most? And is there a teacher that you didn't expect to support you, but does, or maybe goes out of their way to? And that could be the same answer, or it could be two different people. I'm just really genuinely curious.
So you want me to name drop?
Of course,
too?
name them. Shout them out.
My teacher, Miss McLaughlin.
Shout out Miss McLaughlin.
Miss McLaughlin, amazing. I love her. She's amazing. She's my English teacher, actually, which is crazy.
We love it. We love it.
That you say
we
that.
love the English teachers out here, Miss McLaughlin. We're always the.
You know it. Listen.
I know.
But
that's awesome.
Man, even in my junior year, like when I was starting to go all in on it, I'd be in her classroom, like recording videos here and there. And especially this year, like I have a ton of videos that I do with her, music reactions. She'll let me use her room to bring my equipment in and film stuff in there. I'll just be able to sit and talk with her. And like, she really is somebody that, the thing that I appreciate most about teachers is when they're not so invested in being a teacher and they're being a human. And I feel like a big problem with a lot of teachers is they get so invested in doing their job, but they're not invested in making a connection with the kids and the humans that are in their room. And, you know, that means so much to me. And she's so great at that, at like just connecting and being a human and a person. And yeah, man, I can't thank her enough. She's just a dope teacher, a dope person. In the same way she pushes me, I try my best to push her and like, yo, just, you know, do you. And I appreciate her a lot. She does a lot for me.
Awesome. I absolutely love that.
And she's a good teacher too. Like I learned a lot in her class. She's a good teacher too. I learned some English too, you know. I don't got to make it all about.
No, but I think what you said is so true. And that was always my approach, right?
Yeah.
When I was a teacher, that was always my approach as well. Like, yes, we want to teach you guys curriculum and all that sort of stuff, but at the same time, it is about making those connections and making those human connections. Exactly. I mean, a lot of my students now are in the early 20s, and it's awesome to still like be in touch with some of them and have them reach out about whatever, you know what I mean?
For
and like
sure.
to see what's going on with them in their lives, and to know that, because it's interesting. Like when I was that age, I was that age at one point, and I was a lot like you, because in the sense that, you know, single parent household, I was a little bit more, you know, unsure of myself at that time and all that. And I had a few teachers that were really influential to me in building me up and building up my confidence and making sure that like I was becoming the person I was supposed to be.
For sure.
And I felt that way, that I felt that calling to do that while I was a teacher to, it is important to teach y'all how to read and write and comprehend the world around you, right? Because that's kind of our jobs as English teachers is, like the English part is of course important, but it's more so about like being a good person and the social aspect and what is morality and what is my own morality and how do I navigate that throughout the world that I'm living in, and how does that impact not only myself but people around me?
Like, let's leave an impact here.
So I appreciate that you're going that route. For sure. And shout out Miss McCulloch. Well, we really appreciate McLaughlin. I'm sorry.
Now you got it. Miss McLaughlin.
Shout out Miss McLaughlin.
Yep.
Very much so. Sure. Sounds that way. What teacher has of yours that you know or maybe adult in the building has the best music taste in your opinion?
Oh man, I'm not gonna lie, I don't even know. I'm not sure about that one. But the teacher that was most unexpected, I'd say.
Oh, okay.
Damn, I don't know. I guess I just got to give it to the principal. Because
what is that like to have that type of connection with your principal?
It's amazing. It's dope. It's really, really dope. Actually, I do know who has the best music taste. It's the school security guard, Kyle.
Okay.
He got good music taste because he listens to my music. But I think the principal is most unexpected because a lot of kids just, I mean, I guess me too, like throughout your life, you always fear a principal. Like a principal is like stern and gets you in trouble. They hold authority. Like they'll throw you in detention. Like, yo, I'll take everything away from you in this environment. But yeah, I mean, it was dope to be able to create videos with her and, she's dope for sure.
That's really cool.
We have we kind of have multiple principals that are for like different parts of the school. We have a few thousand kids. So yeah. Shout out the principals for sure.
That's really cool. I want you to describe what it was like performing in front of your whole school for.
Yeah, I got you. Man, amazing, bro. I think performing for me is one of the most amazing things because I get this feeling in my chest, and it's like I love the feeling of like little fear. Like that feeling means so much to me, and I hold it so close. I value it because there's nothing in life that can make you feel that same way. And when I'm about to perform, I'm so excited, like I'm jittery, and I know I'm gonna kill it. But whenever you're doing something that has like that little bit of pressure or whatever it is, you get this feeling in your chest, and it's your soul. Like, come on, like let's go. And I love that feeling. So right after I get it done, I always feel so good and in the moment, and it kind of just, that adrenaline takes over. And performing in front of the school, bro, is dope. It's like everybody that's around you, or at least in that environment that you're in 5 days a week for 8 hours a day, it pays off because you can see that you're making an impact. And I feel like that's what really reflects it, and I'm blessed to be in school. I guess this is something we didn't really bring up, but I'm able to see my impact in real time. Like I know I have a huge impact over social media and to people out of state and around the world, but it's crazy to be able to see it every day in the school because I have people walking by me that give me feedback. I have people walking by me that, most of them listen to the stuff.
It's awesome.
And see the stuff. So it's just crazy to be able to see that impact in person.
Really, really fire.
And It's a great feeling too when people come up to you and you're like, wait, is that you, KSAP? Like, amazing feeling.
I love that. Switching slight gears here. What is your grandfather's favorite song of yours? I love the video.
He's going to have a blast watching this right here.
Shout out your grandfather.
Damn, man.
I like that video where you had him dissect your lyrics.
Yeah, dissected the lyrics.
It's pretty funny.
Oh my gosh! And shout out my grandfather too, and my grandmother who passed away about a year ago.
Yes.
But me and my mom, it's all good, bro. Yeah, me and my mom have lived with them since we were young as well. So it was me, my mom, and my grandparents who have been support for us as well. And yeah, man, shout out my grandfather. We're getting pretty close now.
That's awesome.
But damn, I don't know. He has a few favorites. I have one dedicated to my nana when she passed. He likes that one a lot. He likes this one called "Seasick." It's like, ooh.
Oh, yeah, I know that one.
Yeah. He loves that one. He loves
Good choice.
Yeah, he loves the catchy choruses. Anything that's like catchy to your ear, he loves it. But he also likes when I do a little fuck around lyrics too, because he likes to laugh and hear that, So yeah, man, I show him my stuff whenever I make it, and he always asks me, "Oh, you got something new? You got something new?" And I'm like, I'm trying. Like I'm trying working here. But
I love that. So you had mentioned earlier that you had played basketball. Mm-hmm. I'm curious, what lessons did you learn playing basketball that may have helped your musical journey, or in the now, or obviously in the future?
Damn, I guess one of the biggest ones is just, I guess really anything about hard work. And that was really just instilled from my mom in the first place, but it kind of doubles down on that, and it just shows you as hard as you work, that's how good you're going to get. Oh man, there's so many lessons. It teaches you a lot about teamwork and collaboration. You can't ever get anything done by yourself. You've got to be with the people around you, but it also teaches you how to take losses. And, I think for a big part of my life, that's one of the biggest things that I struggled with is losses and how to take them to the chin and be able to persevere through them. And I think, honestly, throughout 2025, that's one of the biggest things that God and the universe was trying to teach me, is that you have to understand how to take, quote unquote, what a loss is to be able to handle a win accordingly. And I think basketball really, really teaches you about losing, because you're not going to win every game in the season. Even the perfect NBA season, they're going to lose games. There's never been anybody with a clean record. So you just have to learn how to take them to the chin. And I think of years of repetition of losing and losing and losing and losing, and then winning some and losing some. It kind of just teaches you how to persevere through it and not let it ruin your whole life. And even through learning that, it's still hard. Bro, losing is one of the hardest things ever. Like, I only want to win. It fucking sucks to lose. But I'm always take it to the chin correctly and move accordingly with it. And, everything happens for a reason. So I think that's the biggest lesson, is just learning how to take a loss.
Super well said. I love that. That was Pop Quiz with KSAP. I think he aced it. I think he did really well.
I get the A+ from the English teacher?
I think so. I think you got it. I think he got it. I got a couple more questions for you in main lesson before we head to our final segment of the show.
For sure.
Not quite done with you. I want to go back to the Berklee thing super quick. What part of your musicality or your artistry are you most looking forward to improving upon? And that could be anything. It could be,
much, man.
I mean, I'm sure, right?
Yeah,
but is there anything that, like, for you that is glaring, where you're like, that is a hole in my artistry that I definitely want to fix? Like,
definitely.
Just an example, like, I think your cadence is excellent.
Thank you.
I think you certainly know you have a good ear for beats. And you clearly know how to market yourself. Like that, those pieces I feel are really strong with you. But I'm kind of curious of like, if there is, you can touch on a couple if you want to.
For sure.
What you're most anticipating or expecting to want to potentially improve upon within your artistry at Berklee.
I think right now, and this is honestly something I'm working on now. It's going to be improved a lot about Berklee. One of the main things I really, really want to work on is creating, and you can really, really feel it. Honestly, I guess the best way to put it is like there's more to talk about than women and money and cars and fashion and clothes. And that's not me saying I'm going to go switch my whole genre and style, because I'm me. Like, yo, I'm going to empower my style forever. Like, this is who I am. But it's just about saying some things without saying them, but making it more meaningful. And I think that's one thing that I've really been trying to work with on my pen. Just the words, man. It means so much. Just what you're conveying through. You know, and it doesn't mean stopping talking about all the things I talk about now. Because one of my catchphrases is, yo, I make music for people who want to feel something. And I truly stand on that now. Like, you go through my catalog, I make music for people who want to feel something, no matter what the feeling is. Like, I got a record for everything. But with that being said, I really want my pen to just be ridiculous. And it's going to be, and I'm on the way there, but it takes a lot of work, bro. And it's just repetition of just writing and understanding and going through experiences and living more. And I think it also comes with, years. You live more, you're able to write about more. Like, experiences change, and, you're not able to write about the same things your whole life. So I guess I'm just looking forward to watching my pen evolve throughout time. And tone as well is something I want to work on a lot. I feel like sometimes I struggle with being able to change tones. Even singing too. Like, I started taking singing and piano lessons and stuff like that to really expand what I'm doing. And I took a little, put it on the back burner for a little bit because I had a lot of things going on, but I'm getting back into it. And I just think expanding your range and being able to diversify yourself is so, so, so meaningful. So that's one of the biggest things I'm working on right now. But definitely that pen, bro, means a lot.
For sure. In terms of like production, do you how involved are you with your own production? And I know you have some outside help, and you got a great team around
Most
you.
definitely.
So talk to me a little bit about I guess on twofold, like the team you've built, which is great, and then also at the same time, if there's anything else in terms of like your artistry that you hope to like achieve from Berklee, like are you looking to learn how to produce your own music or engineer or learn it? Like, it sounds like piano might be something that's like on the horizon
honestly,
for you.
For producing, I think that's pretty key.
Yeah.
But about my team, because I know we haven't even got to that yet. Man, shout out D4, shout out Sankin, shout out JS, shout out all the people on my team that really, really helped me push myself and helped me create myself to who I am. If you don't mind me touching on them a little bit.
Please do. No. So D4 is your manager, correct?
So D4 is my manager. He's like my mentor. Yeah, man, he's played a huge role in my life since I met him in 14. And the crazy story is actually my mom has a friend who owned a restaurant, and D4 was down in the wine cellar shooting a video for someone. And my mom's friend is the owner of the restaurant. She said to him, she's like, oh, come on, let's go meet them. And he was like, nah. So my mom just took it upon herself to just go to the wine cellar and meet the people in there. And she met everybody in there. There was a rapper in there, shout out Obey. And D4 was down there shooting the video with a bunch of people. And my mom says, hey, my 14-year-old son, he makes music. Let me put it on. I might have been 13 at the time. She puts it on and they loved it. And then D4 just reached out to me after that. And man, ever since then, bro, we just created such a close bond. And even more than a manager, like he's my mentor. He's taught me so much, man. He's like, I say it all the time. He plays like a father figure role in my life. And that's something that I've really never had other than like my grandfather. But, yeah, man,
it's different. No,
I'm sure
it's different, right?
It's very different.
Your grandfather, again, that's not to belittle your grandfather in any which way, shape, or form. It's just that he obviously is in that position that you want to be, right? D4, and I'm in reference to like he is in the music industry, so he understands what it's going to take to get you that, and also, right, him being a bit older, like he's able to. Mentor you is the best word. I love that. That's so great.
Yeah, and then my guy Sankin, he's actually who discovered me in the first place. That's how I made my first official record. My best friend Arthur, his cousin is Sankin.
No shit.
So
he produces a lot of your music?
Sankin, yeah. He engineers like most of it.
Okay.
And he also does production. Like he's on my album, he's the other person on the cover.
Gotcha.
So he's played a huge role in my sound development, who I became as an artist. Man, bro, shout out Sankin. He's done so much for me. And, obviously we're still working now. But, bro, up until this point, it's crazy. Like, I was making my first records with him. And, he produced and engineered the whole album that I just put out. And, yeah, man, bro, we've had a crazy run so far. So.
Yeah, definitely.
And then JS, that's another one of my videographers. He's actually a high schooler as well. He's a senior in high school, and he's gone to Medford. And that's been one of my best friends since we were super young, bro.
That's awesome, man.
So we just reconnected, honestly, when I hit like 15, 16, and we started working again. And yeah, bro, he's played an amazing role. I just have such great people around me, and I just know that nothing can get done as a one person, You need a team around you. You need people around you. You can't take the weight on your shoulders. So, yeah, man, for D4, for Sankin, for JS, fucking love y'all. Couldn't do any of this without you guys. So, yeah, man, they just play such a huge role in my life, bro.
And
more than music. It's more than that.
100%.
Always, it's way more 100%. Than that. So
100%.
But obviously we don't have the time to touch on that now.
No. I got you. I think that is, that is, like you said, to know that it takes a village, right?
Yeah.
But I also think to give yourself some credit, like
for sure.
You're definitely a light, and people notice that, want to be around it, want to be a part of it. And you have these other people that are creating light for you as well. And I think that, at the end of the day, your authenticity and how genuine you are, it really comes across to all of us.
Thank you,
so
bro.
Naturally, who wouldn't want to be a part of what you're doing and work with you, or like, or at the very least support you? Like it just, to me, it's not that complicated at the end of the day. You know what I mean? Like, to see. So yeah, I'm so grateful for you in the sense that you're able to have that at the age you're at. Like, man, you're just so ahead of the game.
Thank you, bro. That means a lot to me.
And
seriously.
I feel like you probably know that, whether you want to admit it or not. Maybe in some ways you're not, but I think like in a lot of ways you are ahead of it. It goes up here because how many people, right? I mean, this could be related to music, it could be related to sports, it could be related to anything you want to mention, right? This up here can either make or break us.
It's everything.
So it's everything.
It's you against you. I tell a lot of people that are my artist friends and all the time, like, yo, it's you against you at the end of the day.
For
like
sure.
Nothing, and I know nothing in this world can stop me other than myself. And yeah, man, it's been dope, bro.
It's really, really amazing.
Journey.
I love it. You just released I want to talk about some music now. You released a single recently, 30 Floors Up. Mm-hmm. Your first drop of 2026. So
was it?
Was it the first song you dropped?
Yes, it was first of 2026.
I thought so. I
did
thought.
one right at the end of 2025.
There you go.
Still got it. But yeah, 30 Floors Up, first of the year.
So this is gonna sound this hopefully comes off as a compliment.
Nah, for sure.
I like your music. I think it's great. But in my opinion, I don't think you've even scratched the surface of the best music you're gonna make.
I believe I haven't either. I'm nowhere near it, and it's because
which is crazy to me because you've built such a great team around you, and you've built a great community and following and authenticity, the marketing, like it's all there. And I feel as though that like as the music progresses, like you've almost made the hardest parts almost over, not over, but like you've tried to word this the right way.
I got you.
You've started to figure out the hardest parts already, and then the next piece is just like figuring out truly the type of artist you want to be. And where the sound is going and all that jazz.
It's brand, man.
Right.
Brand.
So the brand is starting to be there, if not is there already. So I feel as though the music, once it reaches the same level, it's the sky's gonna be the limit.
It's all time, man. We're working every day. Nonstop, no sleep. I get no sleep. But yeah, man.
So what song at this point in your catalog are you like most proud of that you've created to this point?
Yo, really the way I feel about it, I think as an artist, it's so hard to pick your favorite song because it just changes over time. Like I could be, it's one that isn't out yet. I think that's out. I don't know. This is such a hard question for me. I think the one that always is easiest for me to play is this song off the album. It's called Confused.
Okay.
And it just sticks with me because it's just so easy on my ears to play all the time. I feel like it's the perfect vibe of hype enough and calm enough. It's an R&B track, so. But yeah, man, it's just so easy to just play all the time, and I never get sick of it. There's like some songs that are mine, and I'll listen to it so much, I'm like, damn, like I gotta take a break from listening to this now,
Mm-hmm.
you know. But nah, yeah, I bump my stuff every day, all the time.
I'm sure
So-
as you should.
So
Nah, man, listen, I've like I said, as I've, been watching you for the last 9 months or so since, you DM'd me, I had no idea who you were.
yeah,
But again, your professionalism, I didn't even, again, when you said you were 17, I'm like, huh, he's like, you reached out in a way that was more professional than people twice your age. And I mean that. It's the
Thank
truth.
you, bro.
And, I get those DMs like, yo, let me come on the show, bro.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't even know you.
I know.
Like, introduce yourself. Like, who
Yeah,
are you?
yeah,
Like,
I know.
But you were like, hey, I'm KSAP. I'm 17 years old. I'm this, this is the type of music I make. This is my new album. Like, would love an opportunity to talk. Like, just continue to do that, to be the authentic person you are, come at everything with that mindset, continue to be humble, share parts of your journey. Of course, you don't have to share everything,
Yeah,
but share the parts of your journey that you're doing. Like, you're doing everything right. Like, I just know, yes, you're going to take bumps. You're going to take the L's. Like, it's just going to happen.
always, it's
But
polarity, bro.
you are going to win. Like,
Thank you.
there's no doubt in my mind. And, sitting down here with you today and getting to know you a little bit better is like only reiterating that to me. And I know that doesn't mean anything for me to say this to you, but like, I'm proud of you.
Thank you,
the
bro.
community's
That means a
proud
lot
of you.
to me. It means
and
a lot.
And you should be proud of yourself
Thank you.
because, not to have the authenticity and to have the self-awareness and the confidence at your age, it's really hard. I was a kid once. We've all, older guy people or people that are still young. We've all been young at one time. And it's like, you're never more insecure than you are most of the time when you're a teenager
Yeah.
or when you're getting older, right? As you're a young adult. And like, to have that figured out part already, not to say you probably still don't have your days, but like you're so much ahead of the game than you realize. And, it's just so cool to watch.
Thank you, bro.
And I can't wait to keep watching it.
Nah, that means a lot to me.
And,
Seriously,
yeah.
it means a lot, bro.
It really, no, truly.
Thank
I sincerely mean that. And that's why I want to have you on here today. Because I
Yeah,
think like
man.
you are such a shining example to, I think, a lot older and younger people
Yeah.
of how to move and what it should be like. And not to say you're not going to make mistakes, but, overall, like, this is what it's all about.
Most definitely, bro.
And everything you're talking about the things for the right reasons. It seems like you got your head screwed on straight the right way. Like, it's just so cool. And it's been such an honor to sit down and talk to you today.
Thank you, bro.
It's
I
been great.
appreciate you having me, man.
Of
I'm
course.
very blessed.
Of course.
I'm very
Can't let you go
blessed.
quite yet, though.
Nah, yeah, no, I'm ready. Yeah, we got way more to talk about.
We gotta do one more thing, which is usually artist's favorite part of the show. It's called the dream song scenario.
Okay.
So I'll structure for you. You get a song. It's a KSAP song. You can have any artists and
Drake.
producers on that song,
Drake.
dead or alive.
Drake.
Okay. You get up to 1 to 2 producers and up to 3 guest features. Who would be on KSAP?
Oh, we're going.
Besi-
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
all right. I thought you meant pick an artist. Oh,
Yeah, well, Drake can be a part of it,
Yeah.
obviously. So you get up to 3 artists
For
and
sure.
up to 2 producers.
Okay.
You don't have to use all of them, but that's like, we limited at that.
up to 3 artists
And up-
besides myself.
Correct. So 3 features, and then you get up to 2 producers to do the production. So besides Drake, who would be on that dream song?
All right, me, Drake, Rihanna.
Ooh. You're bringing Rihanna and Drake back, huh?
Yeah. Rihanna's music is fucking ridiculous.
I know.
Me, Drake, Rihanna. Damn. That third one's hard, bro. I want to mix it up. I'd either want to get like a rapper or like an R&B artist. So I'd say either No Cap
Okay.
or Bryson Tiller.
Bryson Tiller would be interesting on that.
Yeah, it'd be a very
that
interesting
vibe.
track.
It would be like a nice, I think in all encompassing, you'd have a nice trap
Nah,
soul
yeah,
type of
we don't-
song
yeah, for
there. You
sure.
know what I mean? You got a good blend.
For
I
sure.
like Tiller. That's a good
Tiller,
choice.
Yeah. And producers, man, OVO 40. Gotta bring
All right,
it.
there you go.
If we got
Bringing
Drake
it over.
there, we got OVO 40. And I think we're gonna wrap it
I think
there. We
that's
don't
it.
want to have too many people in the room clouding it up.
That's it,
but
though. Well, KSAP featuring Rihanna, Drake, Bryson Tiller, produced by 40.
That's undeniable.
It's kind of it's going to be a number 1 hit. Like
That's
I think
undeniable.
that's kind of
Just
it.
looking at the names on the track. What? What?
We like to have some fun with that one. Manifest some things, right? I know you're big
Exactly.
about manifestation.
Most
so,
definitely. I'm very big.
It's
Very
awesome.
big.
Well, KSAP, thanks so much for being here, man. This has been such a great episode and such a great opportunity to get to know you. And we will definitely have you back really soon.
Most definitely,
You
bro.
know,
Yeah,
I want to
most
definitely check in with you once you're settled in at Berklee
For sure.
and things are rolling there. You'll come back, talk more. But just continue to experience, have these things, at your disposal. Like I said, you're using everything that you can and need to, and you're becoming a great role model to a lot of people, and people are watching you. So, take that with pride, but also responsibility and all the things that come with it. And, I just can't wait to continue to see where you go from here.
You know it, man. I'm excited too. I'm blessed. Thank God. Thank you for having me.
Of course. You're
Thank
very
you,
welcome.
My team and my support. I'm very blessed, to say the least.
All that's left to do is look into that left side camera, let the people know where they can find you, and anyone else you want to shout out or anything else you want to mention, now would be the time.
Let's do it. All right. You guys can all check me out. Like I said, my name is KSAP. That's KSAP. You can find me on all platforms at KSAP Music, KSAP MUSIC, KSAP Music, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, all the platforms. And yeah, man, I appreciate all my supporters. I appreciate everybody tuning in. And it's been a hell of a journey, and we're going to keep it rolling, man. So this is just the start, 2026. Let's do it.
It is just the start for this man, for sure. And if you're a fan of KSAP, just being introduced to us for the first time, you can follow us at Turntable Teachers on Instagram and TikTok. Hit up our website, turntableteachers.com. And of course, if you're an artist, podcaster, or content creator of any kind, make sure you check us out at aoastudios.org. Book your session or service today. Once, like I said earlier, up on the North Shore, Massachusetts in Beverly. Come check us out. Offer a plethora of services between photography, videography, music engineering, production, the works. Whatever you can kind of do, you can, because this is basically a creative playground. Come in and enjoy it.
Yeah, they got everything in here. I see it. They got everything in here.
I didn't pay him to say it either.
He's
saying it on his own.
For real. I walked in. First thing, oh my gosh, look at your face, bro. But yeah, man.
Much love, man.
Yeah.
And yeah, so we appreciate your time as always, KSAP. Thanks so much.
For having me, brother.
You're very welcome. As always, I'm Mike. That's KSAP with the Turntable Teachers, and class is officially dismissed.
Turn.